Shalom. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us the truth. Also, I want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. All right. Shalom to the elect, the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Okay. I'm in Luke, the 4th chapter today, through the Spirit. And I'm going to start at verse 16. It says, and he came, it's talking about Yahweh Shai, and he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up for to read. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written, the Spirit of Yahweh is upon me, because he hath anointed me. Salakia, let me fix the background music. So it says, the Spirit of Yahweh is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, and recovering of sight to the blind, to set liberty them that are bruised. All right. And so that's what it is for the men of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. The Spirit of Yahweh is upon us, and to preach to the anointed, which who are the anointed. The word anointed means chosen. All right. And we preach in this gospel, which is good news to the poor, who are the Israelites. Because our people right now are the poor. They're poor in the spirit. Because why? They've been taught lies in our captivity. So that makes them have a poor spirit. And then when they hearken and listen and believe and receive this truth and this knowledge, that's when you're rich. You know, it's spiritual, right? Right now, the majority of our people are in a poor spirit. And the main reason, because they don't understand, they don't have the truth. All right? So that's the job of the Lord's men, his servants, the prophets, to teach deliverance and truth, teach Yahweh Shai to our people, right? And what else to say? To set liberty to them that are bruised. So to set freedom. Another word for liberty is freedom. So what does it say in John 8:32? I think, yeah, let's get John. Is it 3:82 or 32 is what I meant? Or you know what? I'm off. It's John 8:32. It says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. All right? So it's the truth that gives us liberty. All right, let's get back to Luke 4, and I'm at verse 19. To preach the acceptable year of Yahweh. And what's the acceptable year of Yahweh? It's the day of our deliverance. All right? Let me see what it says here. Isaiah 62. All right, yeah, let me read this precept. Isaiah 61:2, it says, to proclaim the acceptable year of Yahweh and the day of vengeance from our power, to comfort all that mourn. See that? So the day of Yahweh is going to be a day of, it's going to be a day of deliverance for the elect, and it's going to be a day of vengeance. The Lord's going to put vengeance, on our on our enemies. He's going to come back and in vengeance, right? He's going to deliver us from our enemies on that day. All right. So where are we at? Luke. Let's go back to Luke 4 and 20 says, and he closed the book and he gave it again to the minister and sat down, and the eyes of all them that were in the synagogue were fastened on him. And why is that? Because if you picture yourself in, put yourself in that, in these scriptures, with Yahweh Shai, if he's in a synagogue, it'd be like us going into one of these churches, right, here in Babylon, and start telling people about the vengeance that Yahweh is going to bring on the enemies of the Israelites. Like if I went and sat down in a Catholic church and I started, I got on the pulpit and I started telling everyone, hey, Yahweh is going to deliver us from our enemies. And then, if you wanted to bring out the enemies, you could read Psalm 83, a list of your enemies, and tell them who they are according to the scriptures, and all of a sudden people are going to be like, like these people, all eyes of them, they're going to be astonished, and everyone in the synagogue says their eyes were fastened on him, meaning they couldn't look away. They was like, what? What is this? What doctrine is this guy? Does he speak of? Right? It'd be the same thing this day and age. If the Lord's servants, the prophets, went in the church and started telling all of the people that, hey, it's about vengeance. It's only the elect are going to be saved, or the elect of Israel. The majority of the people in the church wouldn't know how to receive that. They'd be, offended. Let's keep reading. 21. And he began to say unto them, this day is this scripture fulfilled in your ears. And all bear him witness, and wondered at the gracious words which proceeded out of his mouth. And they said, is not this Joseph's son? And he said unto them, you will surely say unto me this proverb, physician, heal thyself. Whatsoever we have heard done in Capernaum, do also here in thy country. And he said, verily, I say unto you, no prophet is accepted in his own country. All right? And that's what it is. The Lord's true servants, the Lord's true prophets, we're not accepted with open arms, man. That's why everybody's not built to be a prophet, And that's why this is something that is not of us, because it's the Lord, like Yahweh Shai said, the spirit of Yahweh is upon him. That's how it is with us. Like, if we just had a regular spirit and we were in our own, going about our own will and our own spirit, man, we wouldn't be able to endure. We would end up, men would fall out. They don't. But it's the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. When you have the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem, when you have the same spirit as Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai on you, that's a powerful thing, man. And you're going to be teaching and preaching with authority and knowledge according to wisdom. You're not going to be like these modern pagan Christians, that sit in the pulpit and tell you all kinds of blasphemy and lies, and they don't teach according to truth, right? Those are the ones who are accepted. Like the Lord's true prophets are not accepted, right? Let me get through the Spirit. Comes to mind. I think it's Matthew 6. Let's see, maybe it's not Matthew 6, but let me... Yeah, it's not in Matthew 6. Give me a second, I'm going to look it up. Okay, I was off. Luke 6. Luke 6 and 26, it says, Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, so did their fathers to the false prophets. See that? So the false prophets, that's who according to the scriptures, that's who the people speak well of. That's who they open their arms to. That's who they welcome. That's who they praise, you know. But when you're supposed to rejoice as a servant of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai when these people are they hate us, and when they hate the message that we teach, because you know why? We're coming in the spirit, the same spirit as Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, right? So let me go back to Luke 4. All right, the phone's acting up, you know. Let's see, Luke 4 and 25. This is, but I tell you of a truth, many widows were in Israel in the days of Elias, which is Elijah, when the heaven was shut up 3 years and 6 months, when a great famine was throughout all the land. But none of them was Elias sent, save unto Sarepta, a city of Sidon, unto a woman that was a widow. And many lepers were in Israel in the time of Eliseus the prophet, and none of them was cleansed, saving Naaman the Syrian. So he's given an example of, you know, the Lord doesn't deal with large numbers. He don't need large numbers to fulfill his promises and to serve his purpose, right? He's given these two examples. He says there were many lepers in Israel, you know, but the only one that was cleansed was Naaman. You know, the same thing about Sidon. There were many women, it says, and widows in the days of Elias, which was Elijah, but he only saved Sarepta. You know, that woman. She was the only widow that was you know, that the Lord had mercy on during the famine. So the point is we're not here to be accepted by everybody. We're not here to be loved by everyone. We're not here to be, embraced with open arms by everyone. And why? Because we know the prophecies. We know the truth. All right? And if you're in this truth, and if you have the wisdom and knowledge and ability to understand, and you know you're going to be rejected. So that shouldn't surprise you when men and women reject you. That's how it is for the true men of the Lord. You see? Verse 28. And all they in the synagogue, when they heard these things, were filled with wrath. You see that? They got mad. They were offended in the truth. So that's proof that these people were not of the elect. And remember, everyone comes back regenerated, reincarnated. The majority of these people are not of the elect. The majority of these people are going to be offended at this doctrine, at this truth. You see? You're only going to have a small number. That's the elect is a much smaller number than the 2/3 and the heathen. You see, the elect is a much smaller number. Only the elect aren't going to be offended, but the rest, the majority of these people are going to be offended in this doctrine. They can't receive it. The Most High Yahweh has set them up where their spirits won't receive the truth. Verse 28, and I'll read it again. And all they in the synagogue, when they heard these things, were filled with wrath, and rose up and thrust him out of the city, and led him to the brow of the hill, whereon their city was built, that they might cast him down headlong. You see that? So these people were so mad, they wanted to kill Yahushua. You see? So what makes us think, as the Lord's servants, the prophets, what makes us think that we're not going to have to deal with this same nonsense, right? These people are going to want to kill us when everything starts really hitting the fan. Hey, we already know that some of the Lord's servants, the prophets, are going to be put to death. It's in Revelation, right? Even now, we're out there teaching. You have the spirits that get all roused up. They get mad. They want to fight, and in their spirit, if they could kill us, they would. Because this doctrine, it's not for the majority, man. How many times do we got to tell you? This doctrine is not for everybody. You see? It's a very strict, austere doctrine. Matter of fact, Yahweh the Father, Yahushua the Son are strict, austere men. That's their spirit. The same thing with his servants, the prophets. We're not going to budge an inch when it comes to this knowledge, when it comes to this truth. And those that don't want to fall in order, and those that don't want to get in line, and guess what? Your spirit bears that you're not of the elect. We're supposed to be rejected. If you get pissed off and you get mad at this doctrine, guess what? Your spirit bears witness. You're not of the elect. The men of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, we're only here for the elect. And your spirit's going to bear witness. Your spirit's going to tell who you are. All right, verse 28. Or sorry, 29. And okay, no, I already read that. Verse 30. But he, passing through the midst of them, went his way. So they wanted to kill him, but Yahushua just got to stepping right out. Verse 31. And came down to Capernaum, a city of Galilee, and taught them on the Sabbath days. And they were astonished at his doctrine, for his word was with power. See that? And what does the word astonished? It means surprised. That's why you know who the true men are. Because you can go in one of these pagan Christian churches, nobody gets astonished, nobody's surprised. Because they just sugarcoat everything. They teach the prosperity doctrine, teach that everybody can be saved. They teach that you don't even have to follow the laws if you don't want to. Who's going to get astonished at that? Who's that going to surprise? But when you start telling motherfuckers that this ain't for everybody, you start telling them the truth. This is only for the Israelites. Oh, you still got to follow the law. You still got to keep the law to the best of your ability. This is what is astonishing to the people. This is what's going to surprise people. Because why? Like I told you in the beginning of the lesson, we're in the same spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. If we were like these pagan Christian prophets, who are we going to astonish? Who are we going to piss off? Nobody. They said up here on 28 that they were filled with wrath after Yahushua taught. And that's how it is with us. These people get so fucking mad. Like I said, they want to kill us. If they could get away with killing us, that they would. This truth, it's not for the weak. It's not for the ones who can't receive correction. It's not for the ones who if you're in this truth, you're gonna get corrected. And when you get corrected, guess what? You're gonna appreciate that if you're in the right spirit. Watch, let me get that real quick. It's in Proverbs. Let's grab that real quick. Proverbs 15 and 10. It says, correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. Right? So if you're corrected, and it's going to grieve you, it's going to make you pissed off. But if you hate reproof, that's another word for being corrected, then guess what? You're going to die. You're going to die in your stubbornness. You're going to die. If you get offended by this knowledge, if you get offended by this truth, then to hell with you. And like we always say, it starts out with the men. It starts out with us first. All right, it starts out with us first. But like we always say, the Spirit bears witness. The elect are not going to get offended. The elect are going to receive correction. The elect are not going to be astonished either. They're not going to be surprised, because if the Spirit's working with you, things aren't going to surprise you. You're going to receive it. You're going to hear it, and they that are my sheep hear my voice and follow me. All right. And what the voice is. The voice is it was the mouth, the prophets. See? And so just remember, if you're in this truth, if you're teaching on the streets, don't be surprised when you're rejected and hated and reviled by men, because that's what's supposed to happen if you're coming in the right spirit, which is if you're coming in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So with that, I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors goes up to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect.